Hello, my name is Kian Carlisle, and I'm the creator of the Transformers Animated Season 4 YouTube fan project that sucks and is bad. What newer viewers of this channel might not realize, and are lucky to not realize, is that these episodes originated as storyboards that I created in high school. And they are 100 times worse than the animations could ever dream of being. What you're about to watch are me and my main collaborator for the animated versions, Alex Cabrera, trashing the original versions through an audio commentary. This is just one of two abridged commentaries. An alternate take is available on Alex's channel, with different clips, different reactions, and a full unedited version is up on my Patreon, although I don't imagine this is gonna be a crowd puller. Links for everything in the description. Alright, without further ado, please enjoy.
I'm so scared. I'm actually terrified right now, even though I've watched it like a million times back then. I can't go back to them now.
I forgot it started with a Megatron Dialogue over Black.
Yeah, it was like the humiliation, the disgrace, or something like that. so cringy.
So originally, this is gonna be like a scrolling shot down a hallway with like the Auto Trooper guys walking past and a bunch of Decepticons in cells slowly scrolling to Megatron's cell, but then I didn't know how. So I was like, okay, I'll just do a black screen with his eyes. Look at the JPEG compression. Look at the snow falling.
This is the best.
I tried so I've never drew anything before this. Never really wrote anything before this. I was 100% unqualified to be doing this, but I was just a sophomore who was like, I'm gonna do it. And you can see how it turned out. Oh my god. I'm so artistic.
Like you try.
Okay.
Disgusting.
And the thing is, like, I drew this entire scene 3 separate times, because the first time I was like, it looks so bad. And then this was the improved final version that looked the best.
He died in the womb in the new content.
Yeah, in the current animated versions, he was a miscarriage.
You see, I remember when I said I attempted this like in 2019, with the Trial of Megatron comic. I made 3 pages. Yeah. It looks okay. I mean, it looks better than this, but it's not.
Oh god, and like sometimes just comatose.
He's just there. He's dead.
Megatron's been defeated. But what's interesting is that like some of this dialogue stayed in the final version too. It's like, you know,
yeah, I know. It just looks completely different.
Look at how it jolts with every photo scan I did on the printer, because all of these were hand-drawn, scanned on the printer, dropped into iMovie, where you can't rotate anything. Everything's locked. You can just do awful zooms. And that's it. I did all 16 of these storyboard episodes. Not even storyboards. They're just drawings. I did them in iMovie. Okay. This part...
You should have gotten somebody else to voice Cade. You should have gotten somebody else to voice Cade, because now people think it's a self-insert.
Yeah, no, people are like, who's the self-insert? It's like, it's not a self-insert, it's just a bad idea. Imagine if you had been involved back in 2017 or whatever when I started these storyboards. Just
there was like no way I could work with this.
You would have been like, no. Here's one scene which I cut, which is just, sorry, doing target practice. I don't think it was that bad of a scene, it just didn't fit in the new plot. And then Cade shows up and ruins it because he's the worst thing that's ever happened. Oh, gosh.
She's just standing there.
Yeah, Jade as Slipstream is the first dialogue that I had recorded, and I didn't know how to use a microphone, ever. This is my first time using a microphone, and you can tell because she is screaming into the mic like this, and I'm just like, okay, you're yelling, so let's have you back across the room, and maybe that'll sound better. And I was dumb,
you said that you said that like in an earlier video. I remember that.
Yeah, no, I am a talentless hack.
Like, if we started working like on Resurgence Part 1 animated, and you were like, okay, design a Cade character model, I would refuse. Like, no, I refuse. I will never draw that man.
I want to say like Cade is 50% of the entire reason I redid it. This tracking device is from Club Penguin, from one of the Club Penguin missions.
This reminds me of my This reminds me of my 5th grade drawings, except my 5th grade drawings aren't traced.
Stop. 50% of our conversations are just us making fun of everything I've ever done.
Oh my god, this tracing of Starscream, like that's obviously like traced from like A Bridge Too Close, part 1.
Yeah, and I think that's him arguing with Ramjet.
It didn't even look like they died in the episode though, to be fair. But like, I'm going to make a bomb that will blow up all of Detroit. I'm going to lay down on top of it just to stop it.
To be fair, the literal Allspark exploded inside Megatron, and he was just chilling on the beach a minute later.
At least he was damaged. At least you could see that he was clearly very damaged.
All this external damage from the explosion that was inside of him. Oh no, one day earlier. I thought it was done. I already forgot the plot of my episode.
This is like pseudo animation kind of.
So
Striker's
hard to watch
face.
This. And this scene was pretty much 1-to-1 redone in animation. Okay, this visual gag I thought was so clever. I'm probably biased, but I was like, oh, he has the little ball and then he has multiple. I thought it was very smart.
I kind of explained how he got all those balls in my head. So like, I don't know, they would give him trays of Energon and like he would just crumple the trays into like little balls and then he just. Yeah.
Someday I'm gonna.
The stasis cuffs are so long in this. Look at how long the stasis cuffs are.
Someday I'm gonna apply to work at Hasbro, and I'm almost gonna get in, and then they're gonna see this. They're just not.
It's like this is my resume.
Look at his arm.
This is where the mic misuse really shines with Lugnut. Like he's always screaming.
Yeah, no. I was like, it's Lugnut. It works for him. It's like, no, I'm just an idiot.
I can't wait to do Megatron's death. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait to sound like really sad.
In this script, I just have dies dramatically for all of the like.
It's like dead.
I love how our entire conversation so far hasn't even mentioned the episode yet.
I know, it's just we're just like talking about Pickle Rick. Sentinel's arm is so small.
Okay, yeah. The key to voicing Shockwave is just sounding as constipated as possible. Oh, my liege.
I can't do that on the fly. I have to get ready to do Shockwave. I have to prepare myself. To do Shockwave.
In a high school play I was in my senior year, I talked like this the entire performance, and like I would just like.
What is that, Cyberverse Grimlock?
Shockwave aspect of the voice, and basically I did a mix of Megatron and Shockwave's voice so much to voice Ratchet, and his voice was super deep like this. So I literally do the iMovie pitch up 1 every time Ratchet talked.
You shouldn't have pitched his voice up, to be honest. He sounds too high pitched.
But so the thing, Ratchet just disappeared. No, iMovie only had like 4 settings.
The hammer! Oh my god, the hammer's not even completed. The hammer's it just stops in his hand.
The Magnus gavel.
Alpha Trion's voice is so good.
Yeah, no, Darion's amazing. He voices Jazz, Powell, and Alpha Trion just basically spot on to Phil Lamar, and he's never watched the show.
Does color even matter here? To be honest,
no,
does color really matter?
That's true. I forgot to color all of it. 653. So where I'm at.
You could have just made this a fanfiction on fanfiction.net.
We would have been better off if I hadn't tried to make this.
I was talking, I'm gonna gush about Omniverse because Omniverse probably uses Derek's style way better than any other show he's ever worked on. I'm just gonna be that bold and say that.
From you, really, that Omniverse is almost exactly like animated before it, because so much of the crew jumped over.
My God, like it feels like just animated if you just change the characters in the story. That's it. Like the audio is the same. The audio sounds like the same. It sounds like if you put animated characters in Omniverse, it would not feel out of place.
That transformation was...
Megatron's face is so funny. Megatron's face is the funniest thing in that shot.
I had never even heard of Transformers Prime until it was in its like second season. But I remember it had all those McDonald's toys, which came out around its second season. And I saw someone with like the Megatron jet. And from a distance, I thought it was animated Blitzwing. So I was like, oh my god, Transformers Animated is back. I thought.
Oh my god, I had those moments in my life, like when I saw like animated appear somewhere like slightly mainstream. I was like, I was like, oh my god. I saw animated on the hub, and I literally cried. I saw it in a trailer, and I was like literally crying. I was like holding back tears. Like I was like, oh my god. I knew it didn't mean I knew it didn't mean new episodes. I was fully aware of that. Just the fact that it was airing made me cry. because I was like in 2014, and I haven't been able to record the episodes on my TV since like 2009, and I was like, oh my god, finally. I missed this.
I watched the whole show for the first time just on YouTube. This was before copyright was a thing, and every single episode was just on YouTube, unregulated.
I didn't know that.
And that's how I watched all 42 of them. Some of the old Transformers animated videos are like an essential part of the fandom. Like the I think it's pronounced Pia, like his toy reviews. You can't be a Transformers animated fan without having watched all of those in elementary school.
Oh yeah, that's what I saw. Man, what else did I see? You know what? The best part of Transformers YouTube was like the stop motions. I love that. I would get invested in like various stop motion Transformers series. Some of them are actually pretty good.
I would watch Bumblebee versus Barricade stop motions all the time. Just to me,
how many of them are there? Oh my god!
The most intense rivalry in all
this scene. There's like, I'm looking at this scene right here, Resurgence Part 2, and like you just put the front models of Jetfire and Jetstorm on top of the back models. You see that? You could have made them at least a little bit bigger.
No, I couldn't though because of iMovie's like scaling. That was just one picture which I had which I could only scale so far, and I didn't know how to crop, and I didn't know how to do anything.
The explosions here are incredible.
Thank you.
Your Ironhide voice is like so lame compared to how it is now.
I know, yeah. Again, I didn't know what I was doing back then. I still kind of don't, but I have an idea. But yeah, no, the hashtag not my Magnus side is still there.
Very political.
Okay, something that no one...
Omega sounds so sad in the storyboards. He sounds really depressed.
I always talked way too slow.
Back then. In the actual show, he talks at a normal speed. He's just deep, But for some reason, I remembered it as him talking slow.
I like how you just traced the blackout toy, like, twice.
Yeah, no, I was like, I'm not going to give him an Earth mode, but I might as well put it in as a military thing. This is like, this is the only scene that got cut, because, well, it was unnecessary, didn't influence the plot, really, and then, later, I wound up adding the ticking clock, where the cannon has to charge, and so it wouldn't have worked either.
Man, I could never tell what this area was. I was like, are they outside or are they still in Kaon? I was like, what? I could never tell what area this was.
Of Kaon looking down at Detroit, and so...
Well, yeah, you can tell now in the animated version, but you can't tell here.
To me, it was clear, but to everyone else, they had no idea what it was.
There's no Shockwave here. The best addition was Shockwave.
Yeah, no.
Dying at the bottom of the ocean.
Was a good decision in the final version. And that was like a pretty late in the game thing, too. So, this whole sequence is inspired by... In the episode Lost and Found, the water physics make no sense. Whereas, like, Lugnut's burning its thrusters underwater. So I tried to bring that to the next level where, like, the physics of the scene do not make any sense throughout the whole segment. And that like, I'm surprised I haven't gotten comments about it, by people who don't get it. But no, the whole point of that scene was to make it as completely illogical and inconsistent as possible.
Like Ironhide, like look at Ironhide. It's just sitting there. He's just like sitting there sideways, and he's just moving.
He's just like scraping against the ground. Bumblebee's face.
Bumblebee's head. You should have killed him like Optimus killed that one dude in Age of Extinction at the
Give
end.
me your face! Optimus just rips Kate in half.
Well, you know, like
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm talking about, like when
God, I forget the actor's name.
And Optimus just shoots him.
He played the blue guy in X-Men. Oh yeah, that dialogue's the same, except I re-recorded it. And then also,
yeah.
in that scene in Age of Extinction, when he shoots the guy, there's just an extra on the other side of the wall. Oh, look, there was the break between part 3 and part 4. Almost halfway through.
He's like, no, you won't. Megatron just pushes him. In part 4, sorry, like for the animated version, Sorry didn't really talk that much. She had like, what, 2 lines?
Yeah, no, yeah, she only has 2 lines, and that's because Hannah wasn't available to re-record anything, so I plucked a sorry line from Allsparkalypse Now, and I plucked a sorry line from a recording I did of Trial and Error, the Chris McFeely comic. I got that recorded by my voice actors. I was considering animating it, I never did, but that's what that sorry line's from. Where she says, "Take it down a notch."
God, I wouldn't want to see that animated. I wouldn't want. I don't like Trial and Error. I really don't like it. Such a weird comic.
Yeah, I love Chris McFeely. It's just not enough time to wrap it up in like one comic, and also like the art style changes were kind of weird. I don't know. It was ambitious. I appreciate it. You know, it's just a fan like. I'm sure a lot of people prefer that over my animations and stuff, and that's fair, you know. Neither of us hit the nail on the head between our versions. Oh, and here we go, the death of the clones, which I didn't use. No reason for this to even be there, you know. Which
Megatron would have actually killed Decepticons in season 4.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. In the Trial of Megatron, like story treatment, I'm pretty sure Ramjet and Sunstorm actually do die in part 3, which is something I was like, oh no, that doesn't make sense. Whereas Marty Eisenberg actually had that in his plan.
My God, I still when I read that Trial of Megatron like script thing, I was like, wow. You know what? I do prefer that to part 2 Resurgence, just because of like the Cybertron. Like it's basically almost entirely on Cybertron, like in space.
Yeah. No. I mean, if Transformers Animated were to continue for real, I would 100% watch the Trial of Megatron over what I made. It's just, I don't want to make someone else's story. It's not as appealing to me. It's just connecting the dots when I could be painting the whole canvas. But yeah, no, Trial of Megatron, it's cool. And I'd love to do content based around those original plans sometime.
We will never see the Cosmos episode. Rest in peace.
What was the secret he had to tell Optimus? That's actually, we gotta wrap this up now.
We will never find out.
We'll never know. This shot's the same, except the Allspark's upside down for some reason. I just noticed that.
Oh my God! Wait, what? It was upside down.
Yeah, the Allspark was upside down.
Damn, it's just built different.
Well,
how many people predicted that it was Starscream?
Everyone
in the storyboards. Everyone.
Well,
everyone. Oh my God.
That's our reactions to Resurgence parts 1, 2, and 3, the original storyboards. I don't recommend watching these, but you know, it's fun to look back and see how far I've come, but I'm also fully aware that I have a long way to go. So this is Kian signing off. Alex, say goodbye.
Bye.
Okay.